No ruling party, no opposition party. Just members of parliament and elite of the Northwest gathered around the Prime Minister head of government to talk peace and development in their beloved region.
Here are the people promoting and encouraging the Anglophone crisis, pretending to be fighting against or struggling by all possible means for it to end. But they are the main reason why the crisis is still going on up to today. They all gather. They are the parliamentarians and the senators, the elite from the northwest and the southwest region of Cameroon. Last week, the people, those from the southwest region, gathered around the Prime Minister. And this week, those from the northwest region gathered around that same Prime Minister. And their main objective is that they are talking in peace. That is what they are giving or spreading on social media or telling Cameroonians. But their main objective is their usual dinner. What is keeping them in the National Assembly is just to show to the world how they are enjoying, why their people are suffering. This is what they usually do every year. Either they have it at the presidency or with the Prime Minister or at their various hotels. But this is what the government is using to keep the parliamentarians. Many people say they bought them with money, they have sold their conscience to the government, they cannot talk on behalf of their people. But what is just keeping them is this food, eating, dinner, having meetings with big people. That is what is just keeping them. The government of Cameroon is giving them nothing. It's just luxurious hotel, luxurious party that they are giving them. And when they give them like this, they will come out and say nonsense. All this talking, like the Vice President of the Senate is talking here in this video, that no long from now, with this same spirit of eating, this same spirit of drinking, this same spirit of dinner, everything, peace will return to northwest region of Cameroon.
Spirit. Not long from now, we are going to see peace return to the northwest region. On the field, trying to see how we can convince, our brothers, children who have taken up arms, to as a means of resolving a conflict.
This he is having. He said they have been walking and going to the field, talking to parents whose children tend to join the Amazonian fighter. And then these particular people, they cannot open their mouth in the Senate or in the National Assembly and talk about the Anglophone crisis. All these people, they are aware that the Anglophone crisis is a constitutional issue, but they cannot talk. After eating, after enjoying, drinking, celebrating and having fun with big people, as they name them, then they will come out and say, in very soon, just after this thing, look at what happened in Boy, that is in Kumbo, where some 4 Cameroonians were killed. The regional delegate of penitentiary administration in Bamenda, with 3 others, were killed by this Amazonia fighter. And that is the Anglophone crisis, that this particular group of people are saying that everything is under normalcy.
Prime Minister on the occasion is clear. The Northwest has suffered considerably from the current crisis. He encouraged the members of parliament to explore their special connection to the grassroots and convince young fighters to drop their weapons and accept President Paul Biya's offer of peace. Joseph Diongute urged the members of parliament to act on the momentum provided by some villages in the region which are rising against separatists in their communities. Former Prime Minister
The Prime Minister talked about in this video that the people of the Northwest region and the people of the Southwest region, they have suffered enough. And what is he doing as the Prime Minister of the country to end this crisis, in which they know the way to go to end the crisis? They cannot talk to the person behind all this issue, President Paul Biya, that what you are doing, the military option cannot end this crisis. No. There is to go and talk with the people. encouraging that what happened in Oko, where the population came out and stood against the Ambazonia fighter. This group of people should encourage. They should keep on sponsoring, buying people and bribing people behind. And that is where the taxpayer money is going to. And this group of people, they are enjoying it because they are benefiting a lot. How many billions? The taxpayer money would they give it to them to go bribe people to come out and fight against Amazonia? In which what happened in Oko, they left this population by themselves. They left this particular population again with the Amazonia fighter. And many of them were taken away by Amazonia fighter. Today we don't know their whereabouts. We don't know what they have done to them. These people are in Jawode enjoying eating and drinking. And when the wine is too sweet, it's sweet in their mouth, they will come out and say, sooner or later, everything will return to normalcy. This is the Cameroon we are living in. And this group of people, they don't want it to end because just what they are benefiting from it, money they are giving them behind, go call this Amba General and pay him this money so that he can drop his arm. They cut what they cut and use what they will use, and everything is going. I have said it and said it again, it's not by convincing these people. I say Ambazonia is already an ideology, and the people that can change their mentality, remove that ideology from them, the only people that can do that are the Ambazonia leaders. Because if it is an ideology, meaning it is a belief, and then they believe in a particular idea, in a particular issue, and they have their leaders. I quote example, like it's not like Christianity. They believe in Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ is having his disciples here on earth. And when these disciples say, this is what you have to do, that is what the population are doing. And that is exactly what is happening with the Amazonia issue. I say it is an ideology. So if you want to convince people to talk with those who are behind the leaders of the Amazonia. Talk with them. If you convince them, they are going to convince these big guys to drop their guns. If you want to take one after another, that you will do this, creating DDR center, putting those who are there, some there, and then majority are still holding guns. And they have their own ideas. They have their own beliefs. There are some that just believe that they must. Even they die, there is nothing to them. How will you convince such people? But if their leaders open their mouth today and say, drop your guns, you people should not go out tomorrow, they will not. Spending taxpayer money on issue that cannot work, it will not. And the only way you can do this to convince the leaders is for you to call for a constitutional conference where you will open up an inclusive dialogue, a genuine dialogue, where everything will be discussed. You cannot say you are discussing with somebody and then you tell the person that what anger you to fight against me. You should not say it. You should say but what I asked you to say. That can never work. If you are talking about dialogue, you call all the party, the separatists, those who are for federation. You call all. They sit together and look into it. Everybody air out. You will not call for a dialogue and say the form of the government will not be discussed. No. Because they are fighting. What are they fighting? Even from the origin. When the teachers and the lawyers started. When the constitution was created. When Abubala was the leader. They were out for federation. Before the separation came in. And this another group of people. So these two group of people must be handled. And they have to air out their mind. To talk about it. You will not come to them and say, no, take but the decentralization is still the same like federation. Why can you not give the federation? If you open up and say federation, this guy will drop their guns. Their leader will ask them to drop their guns. Talking in this video that you people will go and the Prime Minister encouraging them that you should go and talk with this guy to drop their guns for things to return to normalcy can never work. It's just spending the taxpayer money for nothing. Teacher has not been paid. Take that money and pay the teachers. How money, if you want to calculate now how much they spend for this dinner, they will tell you millions, if not billions, for eating and drinking. While your population are suffering. People are dying of cholera because they don't have drinkable water. Good sort of drinking water. Dirt is everywhere. People are dying every day. And then you people are drinking. And because of the influence of the alcohol, you come out and say everything is under normalcy. Very soon, everything will return to peace. And then that not long from now has happened in Oko. 4 Cameroonian killed. And you people are celebrating. What are we doing this to our own people? And then you are sending people and telling them that they should go and say a President Pobia to accept the offer of peace by President Pobia. Just mentioning the name of President Pobia anywhere in Southern Cameroon irritates many people, if you don't know. So you should stop talking about President Pobia in Southern Cameroon. Because it irritates many people. Even if he's a good man, but the ideology that people already have, the idea that people already have in their minds that he is behind the Anglophone crisis is terrible. You cannot go and see a young man who is holding a gun and you say, President Pobia sent me, he will first of all kill you before listening to what you want to say. So people should reason yourself, if you must mention the name of President Pobia, when it concerns the Anglophone problem, don't mention his name. If you want to mention his name, you say he is now calling for a genuine dialogue when the form of government will be discussed. People can hear about that one. But everything is President Pobia, President. You are eating, you say President Pobia sent the food. You want to do the President Pobia done this. All people like this, you cannot reason what is holding you people. That at this age you are still giving out your conscience for money. It's stupid. For food. For luxury hotel, you cannot pay if by your own, even you cannot construct your own house and stay inside comfortably. Having parties at the presidency, in which all fingers are pointed, your people are against you, and then you still keep on eating and drinking from there. You have to change your mentality. Things are not in normalcy. There is no peace in Southern Cameroon. You people sit in the National Assembly, you cannot open your mouth. You say you are the elite of these people, you cannot do anything. All what is happening in Southern Cameroon started because of all of you. If you people were sincere and speaking the truth to President Pobia, marginalization would have come in. But you people were filled with food, not more even money, drinks, and luxurious party. You forget about your people. You spend your days, your years, your term of office in your own throughout. You don't know about the bad route in your city. And all these things now grow up to form what is called an Amazonia and an Anglophone crisis. And then you are talking of going to talk with them. If your people were having good road, if your people were having electricity, if your people were having water to drink, employment, all these things could have come from where? But you took everything, pocket it within you, and you sit. You say you are representing the people as a parliamentarian, but you have never seen. You see them only during election, giving them tea and sugar, rice. It's stupid. Take your age, look at your age. If you have forgotten, take your birth certificate and look at and understand how old you are. Then still compromising your conscience. For what? For food and drink.